guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Victoria Scott, Fitness Pro, and I'm gonna show you guys today what a day in the life of eating looks like for me. If you guys want to see more nutrition videos and food content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend, and comment below what else you guys want to see. Right now, I am in a reverse diet phase. I'm roughly 4 weeks post contest. My goal right now is to really stay lean through my reverse diet. So we are being a little more cautious right now with my calories. Last year after the show, I jumped up in calories quite quickly, which worked really well for me. But this year we're taking a slightly different approach, really just gradually adding food back in. So I'm roughly day to day around 1,600 calories, which is quite a bit up from where I ended my diet. And then I'm also having a couple of refeed meals a week. So on average, I'm probably roughly around 18 to 2,000 calories a day. Right now I'm on meal 1, so I'm gonna show you guys what I'm eating. I'm doing a protein pancake. You already prepped this, but basically oats, egg whites. I use a vegan protein powder because it does give a little bit more of like a thickness to it as opposed to a whey protein. By the way, a vegan protein from Raw Nutrition is a complete protein. So I highly recommend this one. I will put my discount code down below. It's 6-pack chick. You'll get 15% off, but this one is awesome. Mix as well, tastes delicious. I also like their whey if you prefer a whey. This is a whey dark chocolate, and the cookies and cream is freaking phenomenal. I also added cinnamon and salt. Salt your food, you guys. Salt is so important for flushing water and having good workouts. There's so many benefits to having salt in your diet. This is my base, but I'm also gonna add just a little bit of dark chocolate. I use this sugar-free dark chocolates. Literally just going to actually just chop up just a little bit into it. It's like 5 grams, but it gives it nice chocolate chip protein pancake vibes. So I'm just gonna mix that in there. When I make this batter, just a quick tip, if you have time, I like to chill it for like 15 to 30 minutes because I think it cooks up better, and then the oats sort of soften a little bit. If you don't do that, you could just cook it right away. It's just not gonna have the same texture. And then I just literally throw this in a pan, preheated pan, and cook it up like a pancake. Just let it sit for a couple minutes on one side, and you'll see like the edges kind of bubble. Okay, so you can see in here, it's just kind of starting to get that bubbliness on the edges. You can kind of pick it up and see it's getting browned. It doesn't always look pretty, you guys. I'm not a chef. I just kind of slowly flip it, and it splatters, and it kind of just boom. So then the other side doesn't need quite as long. You just let it go for like a minute. Like I said, I'm basically maintaining, I'm about 3 pounds above my stage weight right now, which is basically where I was about a week out from the show. So I'm maintaining really, really well. I'm totally fine keeping my calories on the lower side, usually every 3 days, and then I have a high day right now. So we're making some new plans, trying to figure out what's next for me in terms of next fitness goals. But for right now, just really making it through this reverse diet. Reverse dieting is probably more difficult than the actual diet part because there's no looming deadline over you. So a lot of people do struggle with this. It kind of go off the rails post-show. This past show was my 14th fitness competition, and I've made those mistakes. So I think this is actually already done. This one got a little more brown. So boom, and it looks like a giant pancake. If you were to make something like this, you can just literally add whatever toppings you want. I typically will do 100 grams of blueberries, banana sometimes, and then I use like a sugar-free syrup on top, and you really just get that good kind of maple pancake vibes. I pretty much have roughly the same breakfast items. I sometimes just will make this like regular traditional oatmeal with eggs on the side, but sometimes just to get a little more creative, I do something like this. I will also link below in the caption if you guys want to get a free copy of my recipe book. I'll put a link where you can download that, and there is a protein pancake recipe in there. So that's my meal 1. It's roughly 35 grams of protein, about 50 to 60 grams of carbs, and pretty low fat, like 6-7 grams of fat. It's usually what I have before I go train, and then I'll show you guys what I have next post workout. Okay, so we're at Fit Club right now. I am doing mostly delt workout, but incorporating a little bit of back, a little tiny bit of bicep, little touch-up sets, but primarily focused on delts today. So I'm gonna walk you guys through that workout right now, and then I'll show you guys what I eat for my meal 2. Today, just to keep things moving and get this workout a little bit faster, I'm doing tricep. So basically I'm doing 3 exercises back to back with no rest. On this round, I'm doing 2 delts and 1 back. On the next round, I'll do 2 delts and 1 back. And then I'm gonna do 2 delts and bicep. So that's gonna be my workout for today. Starting off with lateral raises. My shoulders are pumped. Okay, back exercise. One of 3 bicep sets that I do per week. I only hit biceps like 2 sets a week, just a little touch up. It's not really a main focus of mine. They get a little bit of work when I do back though. So I typically wouldn't do like a bunch of supersets and trisets, but I'm not trying to necessarily get bigger in my upper body, at least for right now, until we decide on the direction of what my next goals are. I'm just trying to keep things moving, burn calories, get a good pump, just trigger the body to keep the muscle around, but not necessarily get bigger. If I was trying to grow, I would do straight sets, and I did that for many, many years. Fairly long rest periods. It was like 2 minutes. I was going super heavy on upper body work, sticking in that 8 to 10 rep range. On these, I'm going 10, 15, depending on how I'm feeling and how fatigued I get. Trisets are pretty exhausting, so it's painful in a different way. That is the end of my workout. We're gonna go ahead and get home to eat. So I'll show you guys my post-workout meal and walk you guys through the rest of my day. So we are back home and I'm making my post-workout meal. So again, my calories aren't quite to maintenance yet on a day-to-day basis. So this meal typically would be a lot higher in carbs for me, but sort of spacing things out throughout the day. So I'll show you guys what I'm making here. I've got this going, hold on a second. Okay, I am doing 125 grams of diced chicken. I use the trifecta pre-cooked diced chicken, so I actually could just eat it out of the bag if I wanted to, but I like to warm it up. It tastes awesome once it's been warmed up in the pan. And then I like to throw sort of mixed veggies in there. Right now my go-to is like a cabbage slaw, just gives like a nice crunch. I just literally warm this up here for a couple of minutes. I use pink sea salt, garlic, and today I'm also gonna add, actually, feel like having a little spice today, so I'm gonna do a little bit of chipotle chili powder. So while that's going, I'm gonna weigh out 120 grams of cooked white rice. This is also from Trifecta, so I just stove into that package. So I'm just gonna warm this up as well. Just measure it out real quick. Heat that up for a minute. And while that's going, I remembered that I forgot to have my greens today. So I use the Revive greens in the berry flavor, which is delicious. Lots of micronutrients, probiotics, a lot of good stuff in here. And it doesn't taste like that nasty, grassy that a lot of greens taste like. This is GI support. It's also really good for gut health. So I use that from Revive. And I got this off Amazon. This is like a tart cherry. It's like vitamin C powder. For whatever reason, this by itself is actually kind of bitter, but when you add it with this combination, it sweetens everything. It's really bizarre. I have not figured that out yet why, but this is my little morning cocktail that I'm gonna do right now. Just mix that up. Perfect. And then we're going to, this is ready to go now. Just gonna dump all of that in here. Voila. And then I'm also addicted to this Chipotle Tabasco right now, so just a few dashes. Sometimes I add a little bit of light sour cream. I actually might do that right now too. And that's basically my post-workout meal. Like I said, I'm gonna power this down also, because you gotta get your greens in somehow. So good. It's like sweet. Yeah, these are the best greens. There's like literally nothing better than this. So if you guys want to try this combo, the greens and the GI support from Revive, the code is the same, Raw and Revive, they're sister companies. Highly recommend them, not only because the flavors are amazing, but also they do third-party testing, which is not required by the FDA. And so the potency, the ingredients, everything's on point. Very reputable company. So you can use the code 6PACKCHICK to try these products, get 15% off. And then also the trifecta, the chicken, the rice that I have here, you can get 40% off your first order if you use 6PACKCHICK also. So give that a try. If you guys have questions on that too, you can also message me on IG if you have any questions on supplements and whatnot. So I'm gonna pound this down. I got a few calls to get to, some client messages to get to, and then I'll circle back with you guys for meal 3. So these are my fried cheese fish tacos that I made today. So just switching it up. So for this meal, I alternate between white rice. For the last 2 days, I've done tacos, just match the carbohydrates up. But basically, this is another low-fat meal, high protein, just keeping it really simple. I love tacos. I eat tacos almost year-round. It's just such an easy thing to make. So this is my meal 3. This is also my last carbohydrate meal for today. My next 2 meals are basically slightly higher fats and no carbs. So we'll see how long we go with that. So this coming Friday when I do my check-in, I already talked to my coach about this, so I expect a bump in calories. So things will be changing here soon. This is something else that's helped me a lot during my prep, during my fat loss phase. This one is ginger ale zero, and then also Diet Coke. I'm not actually a soda drinker. I went many, many years with like zero soda at all, like diet, nothing at all. I just stick with water, some flavored like sparkling waters or 0-calorie juice drinks or something like that. But these have been a lifesaver because it kind of gives you a little sweet something or other when you're dieting. I'm gonna have this, finish up some work for the day, and then I'll show you guys what my meal 4 looks like. So in terms of my plans for competing, because I just rolled off a show last month, to be honest, going into that show, all preps are really difficult. This last prep was particularly difficult because my coaching business has really just grown so much that just taking probably a good 8 weeks of just solid focus going into the show and just like the time commitment and exertion physically and mentally, I was really thinking that could be my last show just for that reason alone. And then going into this particular show, like the show week and even the show and the results of the show, I started to feel a little bit like I maybe grew out of the category that I compete in terms of like what they're looking for. And I've been competing for 15 years. I see it more common in the female categories. The look and what they're looking for evolves. And this is true across the major organizations that deal with physique competitions. That doesn't even matter what category it is, they evolve over time. And a lot of people don't know this. If you've been following me for a while, you might know this. I used to compete with the NPC IFBB. I did 9 shows with them, and I got to a place where I felt like I didn't quite fit the category. And I competed in figure at the time. I started in figure because there actually was no bikini and there was no wellness back then when I first started. So I was just doing figure. And I was just a little bit small, and the category was really growing and getting a lot more hard looking and a lot bigger, and I just was not there. So I took several years off and then discovered WBFF and ended up switching over and felt like my physique was better suited there. And going into the show, and like I said, the results from the show, I really felt like maybe I'm hit that spot again where things have shifted for my physique and things have shifted for what they're looking for. So right now I'm kind of in this weird place of trying to figure out what I want to do, if it makes sense for my life to continue to compete, and then also from a physique perspective, what I want to do next and where I maybe fit in best. So that's sort of where I am sitting right now. I'm just really focused on 2 major things. From a personal perspective, I'm focused on having a really healthy reverse diet, getting my calories up as high as possible, feeling good in my training. I'm turning 40, so it's really important for me to just feel good and have a really healthy, fit body year round. That's my first and foremost priority for myself. And then for my business, for my clients, I feel a deep responsibility to my clients and to my coaching team to show up my best for them. So that's really where my focus has shifted right now. We're planning a client retreat here in 2 months in Fort Lauderdale. So excited about that. It's going to be such an amazing event, and we're committed to doing retreats annually. So it's such a good time to just have community, and I love having that hands-on time. Our clients are all online. They fly in from all over the country, all over the world to attend. So So that is where my focus is right now, is just really serving our community, our clients, our coaches. You know, we'll see how this year lands, and I'll start to formulate some plans for next year. That's kind of where I stand on all that stuff. I don't think that it's the end of me for competing, but at the same time, I don't know what next year holds, frankly. Again, it's like these things just evolve over time, and you just have to sometimes be at peace with just being in the moment, right? And just focusing on what's right in front of you right now. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up this meal, and then I'll show you guys what my last 2 meals look like. Okay, so I just got back from getting my hair blow dried this evening. It's actually a little bit late for dinner for me. It's about a little after 7 p.m. So I'll show you guys what I'm cooking. I had leftover ground beef. This is 93% ground beef. So I went ahead and warmed that up. I'm on a kind of a pasta kick right now. So since I can't actually have pasta noodles with my macros, yum. I do a marinara sauce, and I found that like when I have a pasta craving, usually just having some of the marinara sauce satisfies that without actually having the noodles themselves. I don't know, just years of dieting, I realized that. On the ingredients, I look for like minimal ingredients, and I make sure that the first 3 ingredients do not include sugar. So it's tomato, diced tomatoes, and tomato juice is what's in here as the primary ingredients. I also look at the calories. So this one's 60 calories. It's low fat. It's a 1.5 grams of fat. I look at the carbs and I look at the sugar, and I sort of compare the different options on the shelf. So this one is an organic marinara sauce from Trader Joe's, but I generally try to keep it under 60 calories per serving. I'm actually not even having a full serving here. I'm having like just over half, right? So this is only like 30, 40 calories maybe in marinara sauce. I also topped it with a light ricotta, and I measured this out to half of a serving. A full serving is 80 calories, half a serving is only 40 calories. So my toppings here are still under 100 calories, and it adds so much more flavor and variety to this dish. And then, just because again my carbs are low, I was sort of sauteing some tomato and asparagus, and I just put some garlic and some pink salt on here. So as you can see, it's super minimal ingredient, but kind of gives me that pasta kick. So again, this is my second to last meal. It's low carb right now. We're hoping that this weekend when I do my check-in, we'll start to bump up those carbs a bit. This is not mine. Come here, buddy. Show you guys. It's also doggy feeding time. Come here, buddy. It's a little trick. Shake. Good boy. Jackson, I don't know if he wants to come. Come here. Good boy. I'm gonna go ahead and feed them dinner too, eat this. I'm gonna start to wind down for the night. I'll show you guys my last meal here in a little bit. It is late. I am tired. It's been a long, long day. Typically get up around 5 and start my day with some fasted cardio, a long dog walk. Actually, the last 3 days have been really, really busy work days. So I am feeling it right now. I'm probably gonna head to bed early tonight. I went ahead and made my last meal. Again, this is not even really a meal, frankly. It's really just protein. So this is 200 grams of egg whites. Sometimes I do this, or I'll do like a blended protein shake. I put a ton of ice in it and just like make it kind of frothy. I have yet to buy a creamy. I know, I've heard. In fact, I have one ordered. It's supposed to arrive next week. I will basically stick with just a protein right before bed right now. Typically when I'm in maintenance or building, I'll actually have quite a bit of protein and carbs, but we're not there yet. If you're not familiar with reverse dieting, it is really important in the process of building up your metabolism after a diet phase to gradually reintroduce calories. A lot of women are afraid of adding calories in. The goal of a reverse diet is to maintain your body weight within 2 to 3 pounds while bringing up calories. If you are gaining a lot of weight very quickly, you're probably going too fast, or you're in a build. Basically, you're in a surplus of calories. So again, I'm trying to take this one a little bit slower. I want to stay lean through the holidays and everything and just maintain my weight. But my goal is really to get my calories back up to that 2,500 calories per day average, maintaining my current physique. So I'm going to do the egg whites. You guys probably heard me talk about this before. One of my favorites, low calorie, diet friendly sauces is just straight up salsa or pico de gallo. So I'll put a couple tablespoons of this on my eggs just to add a little bit of flavor if I feel like I need something, or like hot sauce. So that way you get more flavor, but like not adding much calories in. So always look at the ingredients again. Here we've got diced tomatoes, jalapenos, and tomato paste, and onion and vinegar. So no sugar, some salt in here and some other seasonings, but like just keep it super, super clean. And then I'm gonna pound some water and get to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed made a day in the life of eating. I will be doing more of these. As my calories go up, I do have a lot more variety and I incorporate a lot more different recipes. But right now I'm keeping things super simple, letting my digestive system get acclimated to more food variety and just taking it day by day. When I do more videos, I will share with you guys more recipes and more fun things that I do when I'm kind of in that more maintenance phase. So keep a lookout for that. And again, I will link below a copy of our free recipe book, and you can see some of the other foods that I like to make personally when I am finished with my reverse. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I really appreciate you guys for following along, and I'll see you next time.